So in this video, I'm going to show you how I made $16,000 in just 7 days from only one video on YouTube for my client. I already filmed an interview with him some time ago, so you can watch it on my channel. In this video, he shares exactly how he was able to generate 30 qualified calls per month working with me. But from this video alone, he generated 2 new clients out of 6 qualified calls from one video that we posted. I'm going to show you this video, what was the title for this video, and all of it. And this video had only 400 views. Right now it has, I think, 600 views. But this is pretty much based on his real experience and results from just one simple video that we made together. So in this video, I'm gonna show you how we actually did this, why YouTube is actually the most efficient client acquisition platform for B2B, what separates YouTube channels that generate revenue from ones that generate views only, and how to replicate the system for your own business. So let's get into it. Real quick though, my name is Timek, and if you run a business yourself, you already generate 10 to 50 to 100K a month, and you want to hop on YouTube, I run a done for you YouTube system that generates 10 to 30 qualified calls per month. My team handles everything, highly edited videos, entire production process involving scripting, editing, thumbnails. Our clients typically go from 0 to 10 to even 30 qualified calls per month within 90 days. So if you want to give it a try, want to see how that works, link in the description. Book a free consultation with me to see if that even makes sense for you. But now let's get into the first step of the process. I want you to stop here for a second and realize that this is a system that will generate you 10 calls per month from a qualified audience. And these leads from YouTube, these leads are nothing like you've seen before, because those leads are actually educated on everything that you teach about by watching your content from YouTube. So they already know what you're doing, why it works. They have all the proof. They just go on these calls, and if they're qualified, if they have money, they will buy from you. And I talk from experience because I've been literally coached by guys who run these big channels, and I can't really talk about coaches or course sellers in this video because yes, it might work, but what I really want to focus on today is the agency owners, B2B consultants, and service-based businesses. Basically, anyone who has a more structured, more technical offer that involves some more education in the process. Because let's face it, if your closer can close completely cold leads, then you probably don't need it. But if your closers, or if you run your own sales calls and you complain that leads are not educated about the value, about the problems that you're solving, then this system will be for you. So if you're one of those and you're not just a course seller, you don't sell like beginner friendly offer like how to get to your first 10K a month, then this is for you. Now let's get into this specific video and why it actually worked. So as you can see, the title of this video was how to book 10 plus AI agency sales calls weekly with cold outreach. And we even made this video private now because how valuable this video was and how much sauce was it in it. But during that time, we generated 600 views. The watch time was 30 hours. It only got us 6 subscribers, and the estimated revenue from AdSense was only $4. But man, let me tell you this, that these views from YouTube don't really matter at all unless you target the right audience. Now, let's get into the specifics. Inside this title, we actually start filtering for the right people. Yannis' offer was specifically for agency owners who have the business or technical knowledge, but they didn't know how to sell. And that's where Yannis comes in, and he teaches them how to close more clients. So it's a clear, exact buyer intent signal. And I want you to stop here and think for a second what actually your clients want from you. Not like what will get you views, but what your clients will actually get you. Because another point here that I wanted you to stay with is the micro channel advantage. Because he got 500 views, even 400 views, but the right views that allowed him to make money from this video. If you have 5,000 wrong views, yes, you probably would make a little bit more money from the revenue from AdSense, but overall, it wouldn't be a return in investment for your business. And I already told you, like his ICP was agency owners, AI operators, people who wanted to start a AI business, going from different businesses, but they struggle with getting clients for it and packaging their offers correctly. So his viewers watched and saw themselves in him. They binged, watched his content, and they arrived pre-sold to his sales call. And why this works is because of the 7-hour rule. Even Google posted this research when they say that to be able to sell anything that costs more than $3,000, you need a 7-hour rule. So YouTube does that pretty well because it compresses trust building into, let's say, 5 videos in the afternoon. And that gets you 80% of the sale. Because let's think about it. If someone watches 5 of your videos, they're already very much educated about what you do and how you can help them solve the exact problems. And if you're targeting the right people, they will want to work with you. So the only reason why people will not buy from you is either they don't trust you, all right? You might be able to generate a lot of calls, like let's say you even book like 100 calls per month. But if they don't trust you, then how are you supposed to close these guys? Maybe 5, 10%, maybe 20% will close from completely cold traffic. But the main reason people don't buy from you is probably because they don't trust you or the offer doesn't make sense. So they're not educated about their problems. They are not aware of these problems that they have. You might be talking to the completely cold audience, and what solves this specific problem is education. If people are being educated about the different problems that you're solving and how to solve them, you give them real value, real instructions on how to solve some problems, you shift their beliefs. That's how you educate them. And that's how you're rewarded with, hey, this actually makes sense. Or, hey, I feel like I trust you. I feel like I know you. So I want to buy from you. I want to work with you. That's how it works. That's the whole concept behind it. But even if you start doing this, you might be facing a couple of mistakes. And a lot of people who are making these mistakes will not even get there, will not generate qualified calls consistently from YouTube. Here are the mistakes that most business owners make. First of all, they post without an end goal. Most people post content with no strategy, no ICP mapped, no pain point defined, no conversion goal in sight. You're blindfolded because you think you need to build a personal brand. You need to be recognizable by people. But if you have no end goal and you're spending all that time building assets that will not convert for you, let's work backwards. Who is your exact buyer? What problems keeps them up at night? And what title would make them stop scrolling the week before they hire you? So if you can't answer that, you're wasting time on videos that flop. Now, mistake 2 is starting with short form. Yes, short form can generate a lot of viral reach for you. Maybe you can even get like thousands of followers on Instagram, but the barrier to entry for Reels and TikTok is so low that the market is flooded. It's almost impossible to grow organically with short form content right now. That's why ads are even more important now. So if you can learn ads and leverage ads in YouTube, that helps you a lot beat your competition because there's very little competition on YouTube. Making a 10-minute long video on YouTube is way harder than just making a short form content that's only goal is to bring you more followers, more views. More importantly, short form can build the 7 hours of trust needed to close a high ticket deal. Like if you sell high ticket, it's very hard to create that much trust with just short form. You need to make sure that you have a lot of touch points with your short form content. So you need to create at least hundreds of short form videos that actually talk about all the problems that you're solving and touch on those problems multiple times. And YouTube is the only platform where a stranger can binge 5 videos in one sitting and be ready to buy. And that's why we're here. Now, mistake number 3 is no systems. So motivation is not a content strategy. If you're relying on energy and inspiration to post, you'll post twice and you stop. Imagine a running list of 10 plus validated content ideas and a publishing schedule, and eventually a team of editors, thumbnail designers, someone who owns production, so you focus on higher leverage activities. And from the experience, I can tell you that a lot of the guys who want to go crazy on YouTube, want to post a lot of content, they burn out very quickly because they cannot stay consistent, they have other things to do, and content is always like an additional activity instead of keeping it a regular practice of posting once a week. Now, mistake number 4 is not starting early enough. The biggest mistake is waiting for the perfect setup, the perfect moment. Post the first video now, build the system around it after. Every week you delay is a week your competitor is compounding trust with your exact buyer. The people posting consistently right now are building a moat. You can still get in, but start today. So if you watch out for all of those 4 mistakes, you're probably asking yourself, okay, but how can I actually implement this right now for my own business. That's where this part 4 comes in. So first of all, we gotta think about our booked call as the ultimate goal. But first of all, we need to look into the 3 phases of a successful client acquisition machine on YouTube. First of all, we need to define your ICP. Too many people are only following on mapping exactly what works for others, and they're not thinking, okay, what works for others, but what will work for me? So you're not defining your ICP, you're not thinking about the ideal customer profile when you're creating a video. You need to ask yourself not just what agency owners. You can't just tell yourself agency owners is the avatar you're trying to target. You need to ask yourself which ones and what revenue stage, what specific problem are they stuck on. The sharper your ICP, the higher your call to view rate will be. Yanis went from very general AI related content covering news, covering all the different tools, to hyper specific AI agency operators trying to systemize their sales process. That's what allowed him to get him those mentorship calls and mentorship clients. The next step is identify what signals buyer intent. Every video title should answer a question your exact buyer is searching this week before they hire you. So let's say they go on YouTube and they look for a specific problem. So ask yourself, would someone watch this right before booking a call? If yes, film it. If no, rework the angle. Because in your buyer journey, there will be signals when they are looking for solutions. That's exactly the part we need to leverage to get the right people watching your content. Now, step 3 is packaging. Title, thumbnail, and hook. These are 3 main growth drivers for any YouTube video. The title drives search, the thumbnail drives clicks, and the hook, first 30 seconds or 60 seconds drives watch time. Because if you deliver on the promise that you made in the title and in the thumbnail, you set up the audience for what they're gonna get in this video. The promise that you made them in the title and the thumbnail, they're gonna watch the full video because they really want to get what you promised. And all 3 must signal this video is for you specifically. Generic packaging is ignored or it's attracting the wrong people. So that gets us to a booked call. But this is just the content strategy part. Now, how do we actually get to produce those videos? To film a video, we need to edit this video. So no ums, no pauses, none of that bullshit. In every 15 to 20 seconds, we need to show something new to drive the retention. Now, depending on how mature and how sophisticated your audience will be, this will be different. But in general, retention rate is what matters in this stage the most. We gotta make sure that the watch time is big enough. And honestly, watch time alone is probably even better for YouTube algorithm than just the retention rate. Because watch time is what will drive more people to your video. Retention is just an internal signal of, hey, in this part, we said something that really bored the audience. We should not do it again, right? But watch time is what signals to YouTube, hey, people are watching this video, they're spending their time on it so that we can run more ads during this video, which is great. That's exactly what we need. Now, step 5, when it comes to the conversion and scale, as you can see, we are moving to the 3rd phase is call to actions plus conversion mechanism. So we gotta make sure that the call to actions are early in the video, right after the first major point or even after the intro itself. And then in the outro, we repeat the call to action, but even harder. We wanna sell in the last minute of the video as much as possible because that's the most qualified audience. If they haven't yet taken action, that's something that we have to change. So realize that views without a conversion mechanism equals trust that goes nowhere. You build the trust, but you never capitalize on that trust. So Yanis had a description link, simple landing page or a booking page, and it worked. It's a 15-minute call. You can put multiple different filters to only talk with the people that you want to talk with. But in general, that's all that it takes. The right call to action in the video is really important before we even get into the next step of the production. So once you have the call to actions, you can start publishing and analyzing the videos that you've posted. So make sure you post consistently. What we found is that posting at least once a week is minimum. If you want to post twice or even 3 times a week, that's perfect, but make sure that you do not burn out too fast. It's better to post 1 video per week for next 30 weeks rather than post 3 times a week, but only for 10 weeks. So after each video, check average view duration, click-through rate, and most importantly, how many calls are booked. So in each video, you should be placing call to actions with a specific UTM links, pointing back to what video brought what. booked calls. Now, step 7 is build the binge loop. As you grow your content library on YouTube, you're gonna want to reference all those videos that you posted in your future videos. So link related videos in descriptions, add end screens, build content clusters around a single buyer problem. Now, the goal is a new viewer watches your 3 to 5 videos before reaching out. This is how Yanis averages 30 calls per month. That leads us already to the booked call, but what we can do also is next step, which is delegating the production. If you are at a stage where you can hire people to help you with taking the workload from you, because let's be honest, posting every week really takes some time. So if you're in a position when you can start hiring, first of all, the video editor, then someone who can really understand what's your packaging like, what's your target audience like, that's the person you should hire next, so that you have a consistent stream of ideas and packaging all related back to your strategy that we had here. So it all points us to the booked call, which is our ultimate goal, and it will not get you just a random call. If you paid attention to every step in the content strategy, if you produce the videos the right way, and if you design the proper conversion mechanism and build for scale, then you're gonna get booked calls from the right people. All it takes is just 4 videos per month at first. That can get you 30 calls per month, and that alone could get you even 16K from a single video if it works well for you. So now you might be thinking, why would you even use YouTube for this? Why can't I use a different platform? The thing is, most B2B business owners dismiss YouTube too slow and too much effort, too uncertain. They would rather run ads, cold email, or post reels. But people do not buy from strangers, especially at 2K, 5K, 10K price points. They buy from people they know and trust. The question becomes, what is the most efficient mechanism for getting a stranger to know you and trust you? Now, I already covered that a little, but what we have here, first of all, is the 7-hour rule. It takes roughly 7 hours of consumed content from a single creator before someone is ready to buy at a high ticket price point. So on Instagram and TikTok, hundreds of thousands of videos to hit that threshold, most scroll past. So it's almost impossible to post this many reels and get this long attention. Another problem they haven't even included here is that people on Instagram and TikTok, they're not really looking to make buyer decisions. But where people are looking to make buyer decisions is on YouTube, because they're looking for solutions. They're searching for their problems. Same goes for AI search. Same goes for Google. This is the place where people are generally looking for buying things, right? Unless you're selling a low ticket offer, then Instagram and TikTok is completely fine. It will help you build the scale. But when it comes to converting the people who need to make the buying decision, YouTube is a place where a single motivated buyer can watch 5 videos in one sitting and be 80% sold before they even book a call. So on Instagram, trust building speed is very low. And on YouTube, it takes 1 day maybe to get a person from here to here. And imagine someone scrolling like for 5 hours on TikTok just to find a solution to their problems. This is something that doesn't happen pretty much. Another thing is you can get reach without ads. Yanis, at a point of working together, he had 7,000 subscribers, not 700K, 7,000. And he books 30 qualified calls per month. This is what happens when you optimize for the right 500 views instead of chasing the wrong 500,000. YouTube search and recommendations deliver new viewers daily, and no ad spend, no outreach, no referrals. This is what we call inbound at scale. Another cool thing is evergreen compound returns. So a reel is dead in 48 hours. And a YouTube video, it keeps ranking, keeps getting better, and keeps booking calls months and years after you posted it. The content you make today is still working in 18 months. That is the most capital efficient client acquisition channel for B2B. Now, even if you already have a YouTube channel and they didn't work for you, the difference is between an acquisition channel and a view focused channel. Now, the view focused channel will create a title like 7 tools to make money with AI. But a revenue focused channel, how to book sales meetings for my AI automation agency. It filters for your customer audience and shows them a solution. So this is the promise you're giving them. You're going to give them a system to book sales meetings for this specific audience, which is essentially need. Second one is the search query from your exact buyer typed in the week before they hire you. Now, difference number 2 is who are these videos made for? So view channels target as broad as possible. Now, revenue channels intentionally narrow the targeting so that the ICP is defined before the camera turns on. And again, 500 views will always outperform 500,000 wrong views. Now, the difference number 3 is the conversion mechanism. View channels hope something happens after they watch. They send it to a free community or something like this. But revenue channels engineer what happens next. Clear call to action early in the video, and then at the outro, calendar link with no friction. Without this, even a viral video converts to 0. Now, the most important out of all of those is why they post. View channels post to grow the channel, and acquisition channels post because every video is a sales asset. A 24/7 trust building mechanism keeps qualifying buyers while you sleep. So our North Star, our main KPI that we're tracking, is calls booked, leads generated. Everything else is just noise. The conversion path goes something like this. We have the video, we have the description link, then we have a landing page, or we have a booking page from Calendly, or we have a Typeform. This is a place where we can also install a Metapixel so that everyone who makes it to your landing page, you know that these people are gonna need to be nurtured over and over again to be able to get on that 15-minute call or 30-minute call, be qualified, and then you're signing these guys. So this is essentially the full process of how I helped Yanis make $16,000 in 7 days with just one YouTube video, help him book 30 qualified calls from his channel. Now, if your business is already generating minimum $10,000 consistently and you want to build a YouTube sales funnel as the primary source of qualified calls, that is exactly what the prediction system is built for. For low 4-figure investment, me and my team handles the video ideas, editing, scripting, thumbnails, everything. And most clients are seeing 10 to 30 qualified calls per month within 90 days. No views, no subscribers. We focus on the calls from people who already know who you are, already trust you, and are ready to buy for you. So if you want to see if this makes sense for you, click the first link in the description, book a call with me. Let's see if this is a fit or not. No hard feelings if it's not. And if you're not quite ready yet, you're not yet at this position where you can afford this, or you want to start doing it yourself, and I recommend you watching the video that you can see right now on the screen. I guarantee to you that this will also help you make a better decision on how to start properly generating qualified leads from your YouTube channel.